All right, Cody, go.
Welcome to Opinion Havers, a movie podcast for monks who wear condoms. I'm Cody.
Oh, I get it. I'm Tyler.
Do you get it?
I got that one.
It was kind of a good one, right? As a thinker, bit of a thinker.
Bit of a thinker. I do remember it.
I think it was worth it.
Yeah, you did.
Tyler,
Yeah.
what do we watch?
Watch Fast and Furious, Tokyo Boys. Tokyo Drift Boys?
Tokyo
Fast and
Drift.
Boys Furious Drift. What? We're workshopping the name.
My favorite part of this series is how hard they worked to make the names make no sense. And they leaned all the way into it. And they're like, nope, we're doing it this way. And you have to deal with it.
There's a number in them at a certain point.
Barely.
7, 8, 5.
Yeah, but 8 is Fate of the Furious.
Yeah,
They couldn't just leave it. They couldn't.
Of course you couldn't.
7. 7's just normal, right? Fast and Furious 7.
Furious 7.
Furious 7. And 6 is...
Fast Furious 6.
So that's the outlier.
Yeah.
It's a real boring one. It's probably the worst one. Anyway,
This is the best one of the series.
Can we just remind the folks that everything's on board? All the spoilers are happening. Oh, why don't you tell us the plot? Just real quick.
They're in Tokyo. He's from Alabama. He's a bad boy. He raced for a chick. He got bloody teeth because he went through a building. They said, going to jail. He said, going to Tokyo. His dad, in the Navy, he's a lieutenant, by the way. That'll come up later. He lives in a tiny house. He's very American flag, Navy boy. He has a gun, also comes up later. Now, there's Asians and they're drifting, but they're drift racing. This American, he's like, I know how to race. They're like, do you know how to drift race? You don't got to drift race. And then they drift race, and then it's like, meh! And it's like, I'm going to Tokyo.
Yes.
And then
I was going to do my impression of that song, too.
you hit me with a go. Wait, go.
We're going to Tokyo.
It's too low. It's way too low.
We're coming from Tokyo. Is that better?
Nope. There we go.
Got
Love
it.
That sums up the entire movie, really.
Quick heads up for everyone. Brian O'Connor is gone. None of the characters from any movie are in this movie. Fresh start, new timeline, go.
All right.
Are
you ready?
Can I rant at you for a little bit?
Yep. Let me get the timer ready. I'm gonna eat this sour worm.
Okay.
This one.
Deal.
Good.
Just one?
It's red and yellow.
You got time for more if you want one. You just do here's what you do. A fistful right now. Spend the next 5 minutes chewing 10 of them instead of eating one every 30 seconds.
All right. So here we go. I'm eating, Cody.
All right. This movie is special to me for several reasons. Just kidding. One reason. The opening race scene takes place in my hometown, Victorville, California. They go there. It's just a housing track that's only half built, but they race there. And I drove past it the day they were shooting. Special day. They race, they crash into buildings. Wonderful. Great. So, they pronounce Buick, Buke. It made me so happy. He was like, my mom's Buke could probably beat you. I was like, your mom's what? Anyway, Bukes. He's in Tokyo. Small apartment. He's got the little room. And then, you can see on his face he suspects the sound. Draws back the curtain. Full volume his neighbor's TV. Puts the curtain back. Can't hear the TV. How much sound is that curtain really blocking? Let's be real here. Oh, man. Also, his accent, it's kind of there, not there. And then there's one scene I was just it was full-blown Alabama. It was all of it, all at once. And from that point on, I barely understood a word he said. There were so many accents. There was a girl from Australia, too, talking kind of quiet, so I couldn't quite tell where her accent was from. Between, the Asian accents, the Southern accent, and the Australian, I was lost. I was like, there's no wonder this movie isn't as beloved. It was it went from being this Los Angeles racing, Miami racing, to we're in a different country. People barely speak English. It was very hard to follow. They drive past some police cars that are doing radar, going crazy fast. They don't follow them because those cars don't go fast, which I was fine with. I just love their uniforms. Those police uniforms, they look straight out of Dragon Ball Z. It was so good. Oh, it made me so happy. Accents, oh, they were relentless. Oh, they just came for me. They came at me the whole time, so fast, so furious. I couldn't handle it. I said so when they finally meet the Yakuza boss, this one guy, his uncle is in the Yakuza, and they hint at him. Guy finally rolls up, and the first time I see him, I was like, whoa. Is this guy Yakuza, or is he from Cuba? I couldn't tell which one it was, especially he had like a white suit, white fedora, 3-piece suit, like a scarf thing, and I was like, you look like I couldn't tell. I couldn't tell where he was from, if he just walked out of a Cuban nightclub, or if he was a Yakuza boss, but I loved it. Loved everything about that guy. There's a part in the middle where people get betrayed, and there's hurt, and there's anger, and they're just chasing each other for no reason. Like, there's a gun pulled out, someone swats the gun away, they leave the gun on the floor, don't empty it, don't pick up the gun. They just let it be. They're like, you know what we gotta do? Run away, but in cars. So they all run away, but I didn't understand the stakes. It didn't make any sense. I didn't get it. My biggest problem with this movie, and here's where they went wrong. This man, this Alabama boy, I don't care about him. He's not like a nice guy. He gets into a lot of trouble, which is kind of fun, but like he didn't touch the beauty and charm of Paul Walker. That's the problem. He's not as beautiful as Paul Walker. He's not as charming as Paul Walker. That's the biggest problem with this movie, because let me tell you, the racing, I loved it. I thought it was the best racing in the movie. The drifting, I thought it looked great. I thought they had cooler cars than the last movie, and I thought that was really cool. I love that part of it. Wasn't it the best part? Yes. It was. The other thing best about this movie, music. How about talking? So good. I loved it. I didn't care too much for the music the last two. This one, I was on board for all of it. I think that was one benefit of being in Tokyo. There's a man who I think he's in the Yakuza because our Alabama boy, runs up to him and is like, here's all the money we stole from you. Our bad. There's a man, giant spiky hair, twirling a chain. Not like a big martial arts Kill Bill chain, just like a wallet chain. And it made me so happy. Here's the thing about this lady. The actress who plays Neela, the Australian lady, I figured out why I was so confused. Ready? Mother, Peruvian. Father, Argentinian. She was born in Peru. She was raised in Australia. She also lived in Brazil and speaks Portuguese. She speaks 3, maybe 4 languages, and I was so confused because you look at her and she's an attractive young woman, and for life of me, I was like, where are you from and how is your accent? And you speak Japanese? What is happening? But I figured it out through research. End of rant.
I'm proud of you.
Yeah? Did I do well?
That is a good one.
Tapataki.
Even though I shouted at you halfway through it.
It's okay.
Can I share something with you before I get into my rant?
I would love that.
The back of this Sour Bites crawlers, other sour worms are available.
What? What is it? Like other flavors or other brands?
Other brands.
There's an advertisement on the back of trolley Sour Bite crawlers.
No, that's not what it says. This is just me making sure we don't get taken down by the FCC, Cody. You know? Mm-hmm. We're not repping trolley Sour Bites crawlers, cherry, lemon, strawberry, grape, and orange lime, how delicious they go into your belly.
Oh, is that what it says? Or
no.
You...
No, what it says is they'll make you say, crawl into my belly.
All right. We need a hit of those. Are you ready to do yours?
Yep.
Are you going to do me proud?
The rant. Cody.
Mm-hmm.
I forgot everything. All I can think about is Han and the fact that he died. And Vin Diesel was at the end. It's like, what's happening? And they're all drifting. I'm like, whoa! around all the things. The drifting was what I couldn't get into when I was a kid with the racing games. With the Need for Speed Underground, best game. The drifting races, couldn't do it. As an adult, it's like, bah, I'm blasting around those corners. It's so fun. I hit a shipping container once when I was drifting. It scared me. I wrecked the car real bad, but I threaded the needle and we didn't die, and it was real nice. It was fun. I did curse Cody. I said a swear when we did it, but I feel like it was justified because we could have died. Han, right? You got Koreans. You got. Did they? Okay, here's the thing. I'm gonna ask you, Cody. Don't you dare answer, but answer me. Was he supposed to be Japanese? The answer, no. Because he's actually Korean. I found it out. Much like you with your hot chick, although mine was with a grown adult man. Korean, not Japanese. Racists. Now, see, here's the thing with the Koreans, or with the Japanese, with the police. Yeah, they definitely have Monopoly Man or Dragon Ball Z uniforms because I'm pretty sure it's based on their uniforms. Also, pretty sure they're also like that. Also, they're a bunch of weird, like they can put you to jail by sniffing your fingers for the weed, okay? That's a real thing they can do. Look it up! Okay? So, I probably actually ran about the movie. They called the car the Mona Lisa. He taught him how to drift. Who gives a guy like a $50,000 car they know is going to wreck? Who continues to wreck the $50,000 car after you've hit a thing? It's like you scratch the bumper and you're like, I'm out. I'm done. I can't. You do not total the car. Stop. Stop what you're doing, Alabama, man. Admit defeat. Don't do it anymore. Your $500 piece of crap in America has got nothing on this priceless. They had handmade pistons, Cody. Handmade. Forged by a Japanese hand into piston shape for this car. And he's like, you know what I'm going to do? Slam it into the wall 500 times. What an unbelievable tool move, okay? I hated him from then on, but Han, oh baby, oh yes. Talk about a hot Asian with an American accent who apparently grew up in Japan, but maybe he was supposed to be Korean and he learned to speak English really well in Korea because there's a lot of Americans there because wars, right? You know, and here's the thing, Cody. They're racing. They have a McLaren, which I liked. I liked it. I don't know if you could tell. I don't remember much of the movie, but this is by far my favorite movie so far. And how dare people say this is the worst one? It had the best storyline. He's a troubled youth. He's sent to live with his father, who's apparently in the Navy. His father's also like 70, and he's still a lieutenant. What the heck, dude? Get a promotion, boy. They're regularly scheduled. Like, I can understand if you're just still a captain, but come on, man. Bust past lieutenant, dude. It's a... Grow up. You know what I'm saying? Like, how many times have you been busted in rank if you're still lieutenant? Anyway. So he goes, he's there. He's got to save everything. His mom is probably a prostitute, if I had to guess. There's never been a lady in this type of movie wearing leopard print who was not a prostitute, Cody, and I defy you to find an example of that not being a thing. Goes there, he meets some friends. He maybe joins the Yakuza, kind of. And, it's just a fun time, Cody. And I loved it. And it's got real stakes. A guy dies, Cody. He dies. But then they're all drifting together. And she is telling him her life story while they're drifting. And I'm like, pay attention to the road. I understand you're like, no, we've been doing this our whole lives. I'm like, you said you moved here when you were like, you remember moving here. Which means, no. Also, you're 17. You have not been drifting your entire life. You've been drifting for like 8 months. Pay attention to the road. Just because you watched old kids do it once does not mean you're an expert. This is how you hit a shipping container, Cody. And you wreck your car. Cody, that was a 6-second car. I could go 0 to 60. Boom! 6 seconds. It was a missionary car. They put a big old Corvette engine in it, and I loved it. It was like, pow! I'm done.
I'm very proud of you. Wait, just to be clear. You were driving a car.
Yeah.
That you drifted into a shipping container.
Yeah.
How much damage did that do?
roughly $5,000 worth of damage, just on what they could see before they actually got into anything.
In this movie, he did that 3 times. Crashes that car 3 times. He just keeps on going because he's a champion.
Dory Cody, I muted the mic. I'm not. I did it.
I have a fun segment for us.
Fun segment.
Are you ready?
I have a fun segment after your fun segment.
I wrote a note. I actually wrote 2 notes.
2 notes.
And I do not know what they mean. I'm going to read them to you, and I want you to tell me what they mean.
I'm ready.
Note number 1. Purple belly.
They were painting the guy he saw in the high school. He was in the shop, and they were painting the kid.
They were bullying a kid by painting his belly purple. And
With
he was
car paint.
Vermin with car.
That's not coming off. Ever.
The look of horror on his face, and they were holding his mouth shut so he couldn't scream. And this.
That was a weird shot. He comes in, he looks at them, they're all like, oh no, is he going to stop us? And he just like drop this wrench that I picked up to fight you, maybe? I'm not sure. And then walk away.
Okay. You did. I'm
What
so
was the
happy
purpose
you
of that
remembered
shot?
that.
To show that he was not
Tokyo?
a nice guy?
I don't know.
Because it wasn't in Tokyo, it was in America.
That was in America?
Yeah.
Oh, you might be right.
It was in his high school.
Oh my gosh. So, I don't know purpose shot. I know it was...
It was during the slow motion opening. That was very long.
It was something.
I forgot about
Even
that.
in the beginning, they do that. So he's at like a high school. I think it's supposed to be in like Arizona or something. And they're like, I only race for pink slips, which is my favorite trope of this whole... Every single time they're doing pink slip races.
Oh, you don't race for pinks?
And this guy's like, no way, your car totally sucks, which is the logical thing to say. Then that guy's girlfriend is like, race for me, which is like, please, just women have come so far, and you're sitting here just saying I'm a piece of property we can race for.
Say women had come so far in 2003 in Victorville, California?
I mean, they in the scope of the last 200 years, yes.
So no.
It's just, okay, you did a great job with that. My second note, we're about to roast some marshmallows.
Oh yeah, so when he comes up to beat up Alabama kid, when Yakuza boy comes up to be Alabama boy, Han, dreamy Han, is like, hey man, what's up? We're about to roast some marshmallows. And you went, you lost it. It's like, that got you. That
I love
got
that
you
line.
so hard.
That was a good line. Well written. Thank you so much for helping. That was going to really bug me. I was going to have to watch this movie a second time.
Yeah. I mean, I'm going to. Cody.
What's your game? Tell me.
But before we get into that, let's just remember that I bought the first 4, and I am going to buy the second 4.
Mm-hmm.
I am going to own the franchise
for
this podcast series. They were on Netflix, but no.
In fact, we watched the last one on Netflix.
We did, didn't we?
Didn't even use your copy.
I own it. So, tie back to the last one, right? So, we were talking about Fabio and what's-his-face, the racers from the previous movie, Too Fast, Two Boys. And, so these boys lost their muscle cars to the good boys that we watched in the movie.
Yeah.
And they posed, and they're like, posing like models and you put it like if you put models you said it reminded you of like Crash Team Racing.
Yeah.
And I'm like, it's like if you put like Mexican underwear models at the end of Crash Team Racing. So one time when I was on a flight, right? I'm a big boy, so I kind of spill into the next seat, and I feel bad for the person next to me, but I also get to a point where I'm like, yeah, screw you shouldn't have sat next to me, douche, you know?
Yeah.
So I sat down, and there was a modeling convention or something happening. No. There were so many insanely attractive people. Mm-hmm. The guy sat down next to me.
Yeah.
Because it was like a ton of fat Midwesterners and then like compared to everybody else, like a small amount in the whole plane, but like a noticeable, like there is something happening these people are going to. A straight up supermodel from Spain, male form though, sat down next to me, and I was like, oh my gosh, this is the most beautiful human being I have ever been this close to in my entire life.
Yeah.
And it was insane. I was like, should I ask this guy for like his autograph or something? Because he's obviously famous for something.
Yeah.
But he had on like the shirt, the crazy graphic t-shirts that those guys wear that are super tight. He had on one of those and like a belt with some metal on it.
Yeah.
And like real tight but not too tight jeans. They weren't the skinny jeans. They were like the tastefully tight jeans with like the design on them. Mm-hmm. And he had like perfectly done hair and obviously was wearing like some makeup.
Yeah.
And like super, I'm like, this guy is something. He's something with drugs, or he gets paid just to look pretty. And I was like in awe the whole time on this flight. Like, who are you? What do you do? But I don't think he spoke English.
Darn. You missed your shot.
I missed it. There was also some like very attractive hot models that were girls. They were nice to look at, but they did not sit next to me, and I was happy because I was real sweaty. On the plane, you get real sweaty, you get real stuffy.
Yeah. Especially when you're by a creature that beautiful.
Also, it was nice because he was very thin, so we didn't actually touch, even though I was pretty sure I took up half of his seat. Because I don't put that armrest up, but I mean, like, when you're fat enough, you kind of go around the armrest into the other seat.
Yeah.
But I'm like, no, I'm going to wedge myself in here so there's at least something stopping this avalanche of human from hitting you. But yeah, he was dainty enough that he could move over, and he did do that because his friends were sitting across the aisle, you see.
I see.
So he was leaned over talking to them a lot anyway. They smelled nice, too.
Yeah, they do.
I bet you they were cologne models because they smelled like fancy colognes.
Yeah.
Much like you wear. You're a refined gentleman. You wear that Axe body spray.
Yeah, my Axe body spray. What the ladies want. Here's how you really impress the ladies. You don't just put on Axe body spray. You get yourself a lighter. Get the Axe body spray. You use the flame. And then you point the body spray at yourself and you flame the body spray on. You see what I'm saying? You catching my drift? And it makes like a toasted axe effect on you. It drives the ladies wild. I'll tell you that right now.
I can't tell you. I did know a guy who he didn't flamethrower himself, but he did do that where he would spray it and then walk through like the
cloud?
The cloud of burnt
no
smoke.
What's even the point? It's all burned up.
I don't know what the point was. Yeah, there's something. He's like, you spray just a little bit on yourself, and then you go a little, and then it gives you a nice little smoky flavor. It's like, dude, that's how it works.
Man.
So about the Tokyo Drift movie.
The racing was by far the best. I thought it was really cool, and it definitely had the best production value as well. I thought it was like the best shot of all the movies. It just, I didn't care for Alabama Boy. He was the worst.
Can I hit you with 2 words that are going to take up the rest of this podcast?
Yeah.
Flip phone.
Oh, the Razor? We talking about the Razor? What? Flip phone?
I guess flip phones.
And the iPods?
Multiple. No.
What?
Think of the end of the movie, Cody.
Okay.
We talked about it so much. This is why I hate you. But I love you at the same time.
Thank you. What happened?
They recorded it and they live streamed.
Oh my gosh! They're having a race down
this.
A mountain, and they're holding up flip phones, and they're all watching the race and filming the race.
There were people at key locations with flip phones, recording on their flip phone, live streaming it, and it was all cut together perfectly. By who's the kid from Kim Possible? Because it was that guy.
What? Ron Stoppable. The mole rat.
No.
We've run out of Kim Possible knowledge.
Manfred, whatever his name was. The guy in the chair.
The guy in the chair. The guy in Kim Possible? Computer guy.
Where's Bailey? Ask Bailey about it. I don't know.
She's several miles away.
Bailey?
You've stunted me. I mean, it was glorious. You pointed this out too, but at the end of the movie, the whole point is Alabama Boy brings back the money to the Yakuza boss and is like, hey, here's the money back that we stole from you. So sorry about that. I want to race for your honor or my honor for us to be cool. And the Yakuza boss is like, all right, let's do it. I can't imagine a Yakuza boss watching an arbitrary car race down a mountain. I loved it.
Yeah.
I just loved that idea.
Also, you mentioned earlier about his suit. I mean, like, that's a pretty iconic Yakuza look of the white suit, too.
The all white?
Yeah.
I just associate that with Cuba.
I think
thought
you're
he
just a
was
racist
Cubano.
person.
Made me happy to see an Asian man and a Cuban. And, like, what I picture at least is, like, a Cuban outfit. I was like, this is awesome.
I mean, that'd be an interesting look of, like, because that's an iconic thing, but it's, like, known to very, crime syndicate types, right? I'm trying to think of the two crime areas of the world, right, have it as a thing.
Yeah.
So who copied who? Because the Yakuza are very old. They're
both islands, too. That's the problem.
Here's the thing. The Yakuza, as a criminal organization, isn't it, like, insanely old?
I don't know. I really don't know.
It's old.
I just know...
I don't know insane thing.
When you hear a Japanese person say it, they say Yakuza, and it makes me so happy.
Hey, Google. When did the Yakuza start?
1603 to 1868. On the website thoughtco.com, they say, the Yakuza originated during the Tokugawa Shogunate, 1603 to 1868,
Wow.
with two separate groups of outcasts.
It's been at least 200 years. Hey, Google. Stop. So at least 200 years old.
Oh,
if not more.
Because it started...
It says 6... Oh, yeah, but it gave a range when it started. It didn't give, like...
Well, no, I think that's when... Because the Yakuza weren't necessarily a crime family then. I think they were, like, a group, like, a something. And then it was, like, they became a crime thing.
And then they got chains and started swinging them around casually.
Also, I'll give him a step up. It was definitely like a dog chain, like you would walk a dog on, but it was a step up from a wallet chain.
He looked a lot less cool than he thought he did.
Yeah.
I don't know. I do need to discuss briefly. Here, okay, the production value of this, the racing, the cars, the crashes they showed. Wow. Oh my gosh. Han's fiery death crash? Those were really cool. I'm not happy he died.
Han's dead and he's never coming back.
How could they?
How could they? I'll have you know, this is the first movie in the timeline. This is a prequel to all of them.
It's crazy. And like, they turned a Mustang into a drift car, which
Yeah.
I'm sure that wouldn't work. But it sure was cool. It was so cool.
Work. I've seen dudes drift in Mustangs.
But I mean, like, to race against a built-for-drifting drift car?
It's a movie. Why not?
I'm not saying I have a problem with it. I'm saying it's really cool.
I'm saying you're racist.
And also, here's the thing. End of this movie, Vin Diesel. There he is.
What?
He's here.
Yeah.
He's among us.
How?
He's racing... I forget. He's also like Connor and I used to be buds.
What's the guy's name? I don't know what the guy's name is.
Who?
Alabama boy.
Cletus.
Yes. Jebediah.
Ugh.
What, Coder? We've reached the end of our time with these people. We actually have the time to close it out now. Usually we're rushing through it, Cody.
I mean...
Are you about to try to... We got 30 seconds left, Cody.
If you want to share a podcast, how can we do that, Tyler? How can
You go to iTunes, you go to Google Play, you go to Spotify, you go to Stitcher, you go Podbean, you go podcast.com, you go...
Opinion Havers.
Opinion Havers.
Twitter
Tweet.
of the same name. We're doing a movie based on a tweet we got.
Oh,
We're gonna
tweet.
review it we'll do any movie you want, almost within reason. Don't be that guy or girl to ruin the tweet policy for everyone.
If you want to, it's overtime, Cody. Quick,
What?
say something.
Have opinions.
Movies.